Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And I have done reviews of a lot of headphones, especially from a gaming perspective and specifically a console gaming perspective. Now, I have done headphones like the Sony 1000 XM5s and last year's XM6s as well, and basically judged what it would be like if you used those headphones for gaming. But now the story has turned. What I have with me is Sony's Inzone H9 Mark IIs, which are based on the same drivers Sony claims, which come in the XM6s, which are their flagships. And I'm not only going to tell you how great these headphones are for gaming, but also what if you're looking at one pair of headphones to suit a variety of needs. So let's get quickly started. Now, these are premium headphones, and in India, they're priced at about 26,000 rupees, which means they are really expensive. To put things into perspective, the XM6s are a whopping 10,000 rupees more expensive than these. But then again, they come with features which are designed for you if you are looking for a premium pair of headphones. And we are going to break down how these headphones are for gaming as well as content consumption. Now, let's quickly get started with the build and design of these headphones. They are extremely premium built. They have this threaded top headband, which is very strong and sturdy, and of course you have the Inzone branding out here, and they are very granularly customizable based on how you want to wear them. And the fit, once you put them on and you've got the strap, is just very comfortable. Now, comparing it to something like the XM6s, these are simply more comfortable for prolonged duration because the clamp isn't as tight over your head, because this is meant to be worn for gaming, which is an activity which is done for a number of hours at a stretch. So the clamp isn't extremely tight once you wear it, and I'm someone that wears glasses, so the passing of the frame of my glasses is also very comfortable. And with the noise cancelling off, I have been able to wear these headphones for a very long time. They do feel really light, and one thing that I really like is that the mic is detachable, which means that you really don't need to have it hanging up or put it up or down. If you're someone that's playing a single player game and you just want to focus on the game and you don't want to have a mic hanging around, so the fact that the mic is detachable is really nice. And I've probably said this in a couple of videos before, that I have lost a bunch of mics. This is the mic that comes with it, and it connects to the headphones really easily. But a really nice thing is that this pair of headphones comes with a carrying pouch. Now, the pouch itself feels not exactly the best, especially when you see the cases that the XM5 and the XM6 come with. The pouch is okay, it gets the job done. You have a separate section to house the USB cable, the 3.5mm cable, and the mic, and everything fits really well. It's just that I wish it had a more hard shell case. Coming back to the headphones itself, a great feature is that it swivels on both the sides, so you really don't need to know which way it's swiveling if you want to put it down somewhere. If you've removed them straight, they swivel this way. If you put them down, you can swivel them backwards. It's just very convenient and ergonomically designed. I have the black colored ones out here, and they look absolutely stunning with this matte black finish. When it comes to the buttons and the connectivity option, it feels very overwhelming to see that there are a lot of buttons and connectivity options on both sides. We're just going to break it down to you ear cup by ear cup. So on the right side, you have the power button, a Bluetooth connectivity button, you have the chat and game volume toggle, and on the left, you have the master volume wheel, which is like really nice. It doesn't have a definitive topping out point or a bottom point. It just continuously keeps rotating, which in my opinion could have had a stopping point when it hits the maximum or the minimum volume, but that's just me. It has the ANC on and off button, a USB-C port for charging, and it also has a 3.5mm port and comes with a really long 3.5mm cable and a separate housing for the mic. And you might want to actually connect the mic in the right port. I have by mistake, while trying to connect it without looking, tried to connect it to the headphones port, and that can get a little bit irritating. But yeah, when it comes to the USB cable, I'm really glad to tell you that it's a really long cable. This cable is probably a little more than 6 feet, which is great if you're someone that's going to connect it to a PC which is down or hidden somewhere and you're sitting a little further away. One side has a barrel design and the other side has a straight design, and I would recommend putting the straight design port into the headphones itself. I think that's how it's designed to go, and the barrel is meant to go into your controller or your PC, whether you're connecting it. Even though it has PS5 compatibility, you can connect it to the headphones port on your DualSense controller, and similarly, if you are an Xbox gamer, you can connect it to the 3.5mm port on your Xbox controller as well. So yeah, overall, when it comes to the build and design of the headphones, they are extremely comfortable comfortable for long duration of use, and the ear cups are also very breathable. Now recently I reviewed these HyperX headphones on my channel, and I found that they are also pretty lightweight. They're slightly heavier when compared to the Sony, but considering the price point of about 5,000 rupees, these are very comfortable. The clamp is slightly tighter, the mic is not detachable, they have breathable mesh out here, so these have been great for long-term use. But I found that the Sonys are very, very comfortable. Naturally they're more comfortable because they have such a high premium price point as well. Now, if you're a PC gamer, there is a software on the PC which you can use to customize the headphones. I am a Mac user, and in my case, I had to actually resort to my iPhone to be able to customize the headphones. Now, here's the fun thing, is that if you have a pair of XM6s, you get a variety of great options, something like the ambient music mode, right, where you feel like the music is coming from a little far away if you're working or if you're studying, or if you need some background music without disturbing the people around you, you can have that ambient music mode. Those modes, those specific things which are for the XM6 are missing from this. So if those features are more important for you when compared to gaming, then I would suggest you can consider something like the XM6. You can go and check out that review on my channel as well. But if those features are not important to you, someone like me, I don't care mostly about those features because I'm either listening to something for an immersive experience or mostly I'm gaming using headphones. So yeah, when you have the smartphone app, you can use it to control the active noise cancellation. You can control some of the settings, and it has a number of equalizer options. You have equalizer options like FPS 1, 2, 3, hard and soft, which basically customizes the bass and treble, and even the FPS modes which are there on this through the app that you can control basically focus on the footsteps and the ambient noise when you are playing multiplayer games, right? These headphones are made in partnership with Fanatics, so they do focus a lot on multiplayer first-person games. So if you're someone that plays Valorant, or if you're someone that plays Counter-Strike, then yes, these headphones have specific features that will work for you to identify enemies all around you. But what if you're someone like me and you want a great pair of headphones to play single player games, right? That is something that we're going to focus on this video, right? So let's quickly get started with console games, and I am going to show you the dongle. So let's quickly get started with the PS5, right? When you connect it to the PS5, the dongle goes into the USB-C slot in front, and you have a little toggle out here which says PC and other. You'll have to switch it to the other profile, and then you will be able to get the audio from the console directly to these headphones with low latency. And yes, simultaneously you can connect it to your smartphone via Bluetooth if that's something that you want to do. Now, the low latency only works with the PS5 and not the Xbox Series X, which is a con if you're someone like me and has both the consoles. Well, the future of Xbox is something we will debate separately. But yeah, if you're a PS5 gamer, you can just plug this in and you are getting a similar experience like you do with, say, for example, the Pulse headphones, right? If you have any of the Pulse headphones which come with their dongle, you can probably see a comparison of the dongle sizes out here, depending on which size suits your needs. But yeah, I think the dongle out here is pretty fine. It connects seamlessly and it gets recognized almost immediately, so no problems out there. Now, speaking of the games, I'm going to show you some of the footage, but I can't actually show you the sound of those games because it's difficult to record off the headphones. But a game like Astrobot, right, which has all these clinks and clanks of different materials that you are going to be walking on, it just sounds very, very immersive and completely sublime. Even a game like Dirt 5, where you have the cars trying to overtake you from different sides, and the grunt of the engine and, you know, the tires hitting the dirt track, the audio is so clear. I'm telling you, I've been playing Dirt 5 since it released, and I feel I heard sounds today while playing it that I hadn't heard before. That is how immersive these headphones are. Even in a game like Gran Turismo 7, right, when you switch the camera view from the cockpit to behind the car, you can actually feel the sound of the engine going away from you and then coming back around you, and you can also hear the music so well. The bass in these headphones is so good. One of the cons that I've said when you are using non-gaming headphones for gaming is that the bass seems to be a little off, but that's not the case out here. You really get the thump of the music in a game like Gran Turismo, and even in Ratchet and Clank, where you have the different sounds of the guns and the enemies surrounding you from different angles, it just sounds all very immersive. And yes, a game like Spider-Man, which has some conversations, traffic noise all around you, the channel separation that comes out of these headphones is actually very, very good. Even when the action kicks in and you are using Spider-Man's different web abilities, they just sound very good. And the low latency dongle, I mean, I couldn't find any issues of latency while I was using this, so that's just a big plus point of using these headphones. And yes, for a game like Resident Evil Requiem, right, I'm showing you this section from fairly early on in the game where you're playing as Grace, where you actually have these horror elements jumping in. And I can tell you that the jump scares were just enhanced because of these headphones. From the sequence that you're probably seeing is probably one of the more scary sequences in this game, without going into spoiler territory. So when it comes to the Xbox Series X, I connected the headphones using the 3.5mm cable. And one thing to note is that if you're using the 3.5mm port and you don't mind keeping the noise cancellation off and you want to conserve the battery life, you can simply just switch off the headphones and they will still work with the Xbox because they're connected via 3.5mm. So yeah, on the Xbox, I played Doom the Dark Ages, a great first-person shooter. Again, the music, the background score in Doom the Dark Ages just deserves to be heard on a good pair of headphones. That's how good they sound. And the guns have their signature sounds, which are very great to consume as well on these headphones. Even in a game like Gears 5, where you have some dialogue, some cinematic experiences, your chainsaws, gun, kind of in action out there, explosions from grenades, everything has a very immersive experience. And a game like Ori, which just has this orchestral score in the background, it just looks so beautiful, is a game that I really enjoyed from an audio perspective using these headphones. By the way, all of this footage that I'm showing you is on a monitor also that I'm reviewing. Can you guess the monitor in the comment section below and let me know which one it is? That one is also coming up soon, that video. Now, moving over to content consumption, right? If you're someone that enjoys watching movies and listening to music more than gaming, then yes, by all means, if you're looking for a premium pair of headphones, go in for the XM5 or XM6, whichever suit your budget, and you are going to have a fantastic experience. But if primarily you want to play games, then you can definitely consider these, because I saw a movie like Top Gun Maverick, I rewatched The Lord of the Rings, I even saw a couple of sequences from the Dark Knight trilogy, and Ready Player One, which has this race at the 11-minute mark where you have all the cars jumping in different directions and some conversations happening and Godzilla destroying things. It just sounds very immersive. Is it the most neutral, accurate sound signature? No. But do you make out all the details, all the dialogues, and the bass really hits when the action kicks in on the screen? Absolutely yes. So if you're someone that's okay with a slightly different balanced sound signature, then you can definitely consider these. Like I said, if you're investing so much money and you just want one headset to rule them all, then these can definitely be considered, especially when you can go into the smartphone app. You can customize the EQ as per your requirement, and then that translates to all the experiences that you will have with these headphones, be it from the smartphone or any other device, right? Even when it comes to music, I was listening to some Coke Studio, some tracks from the movie Dhurandhar, because I think that movie just has a great soundtrack album, some classical music, and of course a lot of Daft Punk, and I enjoyed it. I would enjoy it a lot more on my XM5s, which I have, but then again, if I'm just using one pair of headphones, even while listening to podcasts, while roaming around the house and doing some chores, these headphones just worked really well. Why? Because the battery life is amazing. I'm someone that doesn't like putting ANC on headphones, and Sony claims that you can get about 30 hours of battery life with these headphones. I got 40 plus hours without ANC, which just means that these headphones have a great battery life. So if you are looking for a pair of headphones under 30,000 rupees, let's have some closing thoughts out here, right? Under 30,000 rupees, these are fantastic headphones for gaming, and very, very good headphones if you are looking for one pair of headphones to suit multiple needs. The mic quality also is actually very, very good if you are someone that's playing online and you have people in the house around you, the doorbell ringing, some other ambient sound happening. The mic did a pretty decent job of cancelling it out, but then again, I don't play a lot of online games, so my experience is a little limited. I'm sure you'll find better reviews out there talking about the mic. What are my cons of these headphones? The first con that I have is that it's only compatible with the PS5, and if you want to play with the Switch or if you want to play on the Xbox, you have to use the 3.5mm connectivity. And considering these are Sony's gaming headphones, I wish they came with Sony's PlayStation Link so I could connect them to my Portal without having to resort to 3.5mm, because the Portal is a console that I use a lot in and around my house. But yeah, that is one big con. And the second con is that this dongle is pretty small. I know it's more of a once plug and forget kind of a situation, but I do prefer the traditional slightly bigger size when it comes to the dongles like you've seen on the PlayStation Pulse series of headphones. But that's just a very personal nitpick. I find it just that I would probably lose these a lot more easily. Having said that, if you're someone that's looking for alternatives where console and PC gaming is more important to you, I did try to look up a few options available in India, and one that actually caught my eye, I haven't reviewed these, is the SteelSeries Arctic Nova 7P. And there's a 7X. The X is for the Xbox compatible one, the P is for the PlayStation compatible one, depending on which ecosystem you are a part of. These are slightly more expensive at about 30,000 rupees as of me making this video on Amazon India. Then you also have the Alienware AW720H. These are again more directed towards PC gamers. And of course, you have something like the Asus ROG Delta S, which is again geared more towards PC gamers with some form of limited console compatibility as well. But yeah, if like me, you are a console gamer, console gaming is the number one priority for you for using headphones, and some form of media consumption or music consumption is a secondary option, then I feel I have finally found a pair of premium gaming headphones that suit both needs. Remember, I do have the XM5s for my music and movie needs. I do have these HyperXs, which have become kind of my go-to for gaming on the console just because they're so comfortable and easy to use and wear, and the breathable material. And then of course I have my old Pulse 3D headphones from back in the day. I still use those sometimes. But yeah, if I do not want to go back to my XMs for when I'm out traveling, I can definitely see myself replacing those with these, keeping my needs in mind. So there you have it, guys. That was my really long in-depth review of the Sony Inzone H9 Mark II. Great pair of headphones, premium price point. Even if about 6 to 8 months later, if the price drops and you're considering these, they will be a fantastic value for money proposition. And as always, you can let me know what you thought of this video in the comment section below. And for more from the world of technology, you can subscribe to the channel. This is me, Samir, signing off. I will see you in the comment section and in the next video, but it's goodbye for now.